I welcome my select and spiritually bent viewers to my 170 video of my YouTube channel, Writer Sandhanam Speaks. Last time I had spoken about Gautama Buddha during his Buddha Purnima day. Today I am going to speak about G Krishnamurti, whom we endearingly call as UG, and whom I also consider as a modern Buddha. I had put out many videos on UG, both during his birth anniversary and death anniversary, and also in between. The reasons are two. One is I had personally known UG, talked to him, listened to him, I was in his presence. Second thing is, after listening to UG, I being a Tamil reader and reader of Tamil wisdom, I found new meanings to my so far misunderstood Tamil words. So, in the light of UG, I was able to understand my own Tamil wisdom. For these two reasons, I have the personal authority to produce any number of videos on UG. And UG's one sentence is enough for a talk. And today's talk is about a guru. What is the view of UG on guru? The caption is, a real guru frees you from himself. G Krishnamurti. People accuse me of anti-God, anti-religion and anti-guru. G Krishnamurti, a renunciate, was never tired of repeating this statement throughout his conversational career, spanning over 40 years during the second part of his life. This statement followed after he underwent a biological mutation all over his body on his 49th birthday, that is on 9th July, that is today, 1969, at Seinen Valley, Switzerland. Instead of calling it enlightenment in the conventional term, UG called it a calamity, for it was not as he imagined. Born on this day in 1918 at Musolipatnam of Telugu parents in Andhra Pradesh, he was brought up by his grandfather Uppaluru Gopala Krishnamurti, a rich and famous lawyer, in a spiritual environment where heads of many mutts, gurus and Swamijis visited his house. His grandfather was also a prominent member of Theosophical Society. Another reason for bringing up UG in this pious atmosphere was his mother's dying declaration. Before she passed away after 7 days of delivering the boy, she predicted, "This boy is born to a destiny immeasurably high," instructing her father to look after this Yoga Brashta. Yoga Brashta means one who had come within the inches of enlightenment in his past life. That is, he just missed the bus of enlightenment by a whisker. But contrary to predictions, UG lived an ordinary life, going about like an ordinary man with no paraphernalia of a spiritual leader, till he met with an ordinary death in a far-off land at Valle Crozia, Italy, on 22nd March 2007, at the ripe age of 88. I received the message of his death through a telephone call in my Chennai office by the matter-of-fact way, by my introducer to UG, Mr. Frank Norona. But UG's death was, as per his wish, conveyed to his biographer Mahesh Bhatt. "Nothing should remain after me to remind me," was UG's last wish. This is my Tamil translation of Mahesh Bhatt's English book. Though his death was ordinary, his extraordinary experience at Seinen Valley was a turning point in his life. The biological mutation as mentioned was like an explosion, like an earthquake, like a lightning. After this incident, UG said, what man had thought, felt and experienced had been thrown out of my system. The body was freed from the stranglehold of thought, and thereafter whatever was there, the life force, took over. But this was not what I thought all through my life. Instead of enlightenment, moksha or uninterrupted bliss, what I got was calamity. This statement of UG reminds me of the statement of Yoga Vasishta to Rama. O Rama, one seeks something and obtains something else. UG's calamity to people like us is nothing but enlightenment, which requires a separated discussion. Like the enlightened person, UG lived like any other sage, wandering about without a care in the world. UG afterwards never dreamt, never conceptualized, not indulged in wool gathering, and never repeated scriptures like a parrot. A sage becomes his own authority. It has to be your own discovery, UG emphasized. What I say stands or falls on its own, he added further. That is why the importance of UG's statement. A real guru, if there is one, frees you from himself. If one who reads a biography of sages will testify to UG's statement that a genuine sage is not a hereditary one of his father sage, nor an adopted son of the same. The enlightened souls, including Buddha, Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ramana Maharishi, or even Jesus, or the conventional Tamil Siddhas, had no spiritual godfather. They attained enlightenment, or to be truthful, enlightenment descended on them on its own. UG went one step further and declared that after rejecting all the paths, you have to walk on your own path. He also added, I have touched a point in the life wire, which is a live wire, where nobody else had ever touched. This means that every sage had undergone a new experience, and hence their statements are always fresh, different from one another, depending upon one's background and then present circumstances. Look at this explosive, blasphemous statement of UG. The human mind has many destructive inventions to its credit. By far the most destructive one, and the one that has corrupted you, is an invention of God. This is a fallout of his another statement. In the name of God, religion, how many people have been killed over a period of time? Is UG an atheist? I am neither an atheist, nor a theist, nor an agnostic. Do not put this bird in any of your conventional cage. This bird has its own lyric, own melody, own tune. Let the bird fly, singing its own song. No bird trains its baby bird as to how to fly. It is genetically programmed to fly at the apt time. So also man is genetically programmed to be a greedy, possessive materialist or a zero renunciate. Whoever ever came to UG under the illusion that he is going to meet a guru who will give him enlightenment on a platter had this to say. UG had this to say. What I am trying to say is that you must discover something for yourself, but do not be under the impression that what you find will be of use to society, that it can be used to change the world. You are finished with the society. That's all. This veiled message here is enlightenment, or in UG's favorite word, the natural state that one aspires for, is individual based, not society based. The ultimate message one gets from sages like UG is, do not be under the illusion that on coming upon this natural state, one's life will be hanky-dory. You will be stripped naked as I was stripped, so UG warned. As mentioned, UG never expected this calamity after serious search for enlightenment or moksha. He thought, as every one of us thinks, enlightenment would be uninterrupted enjoyment, pleasure or happiness. Actually, it is peace with a capital P the successful aspirant comes across. Peace that passeth understanding, as described by Bible. Indian Vedanta supports the state of silence or peace as the ultimate goal of freedom from bondage. Buddha named it as nirvana. What is the message from UG for a non-sage and aspirant like me? One feels desperation when UG warns. This happens to 1 in a billion. One may not get this in one's lifetime, but on seeing the lives of these lucky sages, one gets inspired, feeling at the depth of his heart there is a way out from this world of suffering and sorrow. In one's subsequent lives at least. Who knows, one may be born, if he is lucky, as a yoga brishta like UG in his previous birth, and stumble into this calamity at the present life. UG's mother announced that she had delivered a yoga brishta, meaning UG will be a full-fledged stage. If my mother, I am quoting UG, if my mother had been alive today and seen my present status, she would have committed suicide. UG said it amidst his admirers, who burst out laughing, and I was lucky enough to be part of his admirers and heard it from the horse's mouth. But the truth is, UG has become an unconventional sage, in a way fulfilling his mother's prophetic words. When I see this photo featuring UG and me, and UG telling me something or scolding me for my silly question, but I remember his ringing voice. A real guru, if there is one, frees you from himself. Let me conclude this unconventional talk with a song of my unconventional Tamil Siddha, Sivavakyar. வேணும் வேணும் என்று வீணனொன்று தேடுவீர், வேணுகின்ற அப்பொருள் உம்மதல்லது இல்லையே. வேணுமென்று தேடுகின்ற வேட்கையை துறந்தபின் வேணுமென்ற அப்பொருள் விரைந்து காணலாகுமே. The sum and substance of this poem is, why are you searching it? The enlightenment, which is already in you. Once you stop searching, you may arrive at it fast. This is nothing but UG's another statement. How could I give you which is already in you? Justifying the caption. Many happy returns of the day, UG, as you always live through your words in our memory. Thank you.